For this video, I decided to talk about my last day at clinicals and how I benefited from clinicals. So, just by the way, I didn't have to wear this shirt for clinicals, since we haven't been in the hospital since like March, I would say, and we're in May now. Yeah, so COVID-19 definitely sucked the fun out of that. It was like a good and a bad thing in a way, but I thought it would go with the video and stuff, so I decided to put it on. So yeah, these are our shirts. It's nice, little scrub thing. So for our last day, we didn't do too much because for MedSurg 2, we had clinicals 2 days a week, and we just had clinical the day before, so we didn't do too much. We did an assignment that she assigned at 7 in the morning, and we had our conferences and everything after, later in the day, and she just pulled all of us in, and she told us individually how we did and how proud she was of us and everything, and then we took a class picture, which is so annoying in a way, because I would love to have been there with her and tell her how amazing she was in person. If whoever was in clinical with me, we love her. She's the best professor ever that I've ever had. She's so nice, so patient, so understanding, which really makes clinicals a little bit easier because you're so open and everything with that person. And so yeah, that was pretty much my last day of clinicals. It's not, after a while, it's just clinicals are just clinicals. It is what it is. So throughout clinicals, for those of you that might be scared for next year and you're like, I don't know if I'm ready for clinicals, and it's a little scary of a thing, but guys, trust me, clinicals are clinicals. They're there to help you. They're not there to scare you away. It might be a little nervous. You might be a little nervous at first. I know I definitely was. I was like, I'm not prepared for this. You want me to help take care of a patient? Me. Little baby me. I'm not ready for that. But the more you get into it, guys, and the more you progress and the more knowledge you get throughout nursing school, you actually realize it really does help you, because it's real life, and you get to learn, you get to see these diseases in action instead of just reading it in a book. So make sure when you're going to clinicals, make sure that you're prepared, guys, and that you guys are early, especially the first few weeks of clinicals, because for me, my clinicals were roughly the closest one I had was 15 minutes from my house, and the furthest one that I had was about 40 to 50 minutes. So my school is about 25 minutes away from here. So my school, a lot of the clinical sites are by them, but I'm not by them. So I would have to wake up earlier than everybody and make sure my GPS was correct, or I had to look up the address the night before, had everything and make sure I had everything organized, because I didn't want to be late because of traffic or because I got lost. And then being prepared just make sure that you don't have to ask any of your friends hey, do you have a pen light that I can use, or a blood pressure cuff. Some facilities are different. Some of them have abundance of blood pressure cuffs and automatics, but a lot of times when you're starting off in the nursing program, they want you to practice your manual blood pressures. So definitely get your practice with that. Make sure you have it if you want one, or at least one of your friends have it, so you guys can use each other's. And number one is your stethoscope. Stethoscope is very, very important. Even if you hate it around your neck, my scrubs come these little pockets. I used to love putting them in, and then I bought these scrub bottoms that had pockets in them too. I would love it. And my sister, she was cute. She bought me this little bag for Christmas this year. So I put my stethoscope, my pen light, an extra pen, and my blood pressure cuff in here, and I would bring it. It stayed in my car this entire time. I literally just took it out of my car last week to put in my room because I didn't need it anymore. It's so cute. Yeah. Another thing, guys, make sure you ask your questions. It's very nerve-wracking at first. You're like, I don't want to seem like I'm stupid, or I don't want to seem like I'm a bother to anybody. But a lot of professors and a lot of nurses that you're going to be working with, they would rather you ask them a question than you hurt a patient. Okay? Patient safety is very important to everybody. So please ask your questions, guys. Like, if you really don't understand anything, like, some nurses might be mean about it, but like, don't let that bother you. Like, just brush it off, because at the end of the day, like, you made sure that you were doing the right thing by your patient instead of just winging it and just guessing, or like trying to remember what you heard, like read in a book. Like, no. Make sure you ask your questions, and a lot of times nurses really like it. They're like, oh, like, they're engaging, they're not just hiding in their room, because I've had a lot of nurses like be amazed, because like, I don't know, like, I'm in clinicals, like, I get bored easily, so staying in a patient's room really wasn't my thing. Like, I didn't drive all the way out here for me to stay in a patient's room and not see anything. So being like available and like asking those questions with the nurses is very, very helpful. So like, being available and stuff, like, so these nurses and stuff, they can like grab you if they see something that they think is very important or would be amazing for you to see. They tend to grab you and be like, hey, like, let's look at this, like, if you're available. I remember one time, like, the unit that we were just on, the wound care nurse would literally like grab us all the time. Like, if she would see that we were available, and like show us like the different wounds and the different dressings that there were. And like, since we were on a unit for so long, we were able to see like the progression of certain wounds, and like we would see how they were deteriorating as well. It was just like a nice thing to see. And like, because we were there, and like because we were available, and because we asked questions, and like we were there smiling, like we were always happy, and pretty much like, she felt nice and open enough like to grab us for certain things, which like gives you that a different experience. So yeah, so that's how I pretty much benefited from clinicals. Honestly, clinicals are definitely like scary at first, but after a while, guys, like, don't be stressed if you feel like it's like a lot, because you might get frazzled a little bit, because like, it's all these different values that you don't understand, and like all these different policies, and it's like a lot at once. But as you go throughout nursing school, you start learning more, and it starts like making sense. It makes things a lot easier. So ask those questions, learn as much as you can in the time that you are within the hospital setting. Okay, make the most of it. Don't just hide in the closets. For those that are finishing with me, I hope you guys had as great of an experience that I did, because I really did like clinicals for the most part. Thank you for watching, guys. Please share, subscribe, alert, email, follow. Bye!